What's happening, SteelersNation? Let me raise the mic up a little bit. Excuse me. Let me make sure the volume of the mic is not too high. It is not. And the music is not too loud either. What is happening, folks? Welcome to the latest episode of Terrible Towel Tuesday. I am your host, SimFBallCritic, live from the Steel Basement, a.k.a. the virtual Heinz Field. And we're going to get into it, guys. I'm going to jump into my stuff, try to get that out the way. And like I told you guys on the post game, it is phone call night. It's phone call night. It is you guys' night. Of course, you got to keep it respectful, keep it short and sweet. You guys have been doing a great job with that. But it's your time tonight. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Phone number is 619-924-0818. Let me repeat, 619-924-0818. And for those of you who can't see it, hopefully you heard it, but it's in the description. It's also on the screen. So I look forward to hearing what you guys have to say. Like we always do each and every week, let me say hello to the early commenters. Rajan 39, the first one. What's up, Rajan? Charlie Brown, Brent Fox, extended family member, Steel Basement resident. Thank you for that. Hello, Miss Lanisha. How you doing this evening? Thank you, Miss Lanisha, coming through and hanging out with the boys as well. Extended family member, resident of the Steel Basement. Who else we got up in here, man? C. Antoine Hill, what's happening, man? Brent Fox, another member of the extended family, resident of the Steel Basement. And of course, I'm going to read his comment here as he says, we have to catch the replay. We'll have to catch the replay. Excuse me, I can't read, right? He says, we'll have to catch the replay, but happy holidays, Steeler family. Remember, when watching this game, in bold letters, apply realistic expectations. You know what? I'm going to give Brent Fox a round of applause. Give him his flowers, if you will. Hear this on the rebound. Replay. Yes, realistic expectations as you watch this game coming up in Week 16. Who else we got up in here? Aaron Morris. Why Diggy, another member of the extended family, resident of the Steel Basement. Thank you. Who else is up in here? Joshua Shields, the real Missy. Hello, Miss Lady. Thank you for coming and hanging out with the boys tonight. Extended family member, resident of the Steel Basement. Thank you. Mr. Sam Mann, Sincere Review, Build His Life, Jordan Mid, and we'll wrap it up right around my good brother Lydell Dorsey. Let's get into it. Like I said, I don't want to be too long, man, because again, these shows tend to run long. It's intended to be long with phone calls, but I want to give the phone calls the bulk of the attention. So let me jump into my little stuff here, man. So I got my notations here, guys. A couple things that I want to talk about is we will talk about the injury report for the most part. I mean, basically, you know, Mike Tomlin went on to talk about Freiermuth, who's in concussion protocol. Chris Wormley has a growing issue, and I tell you, the growing has been quite a growing pain for the Steelers this season. I tell you, all the way down to Week 16, right? Buggs is still dealing with an ankle. Dotson and J.C. Hasenauer are working their way back. Tomlin mentioned that he will be starting the 21-day program, 21-day window for Dotson's return. You know, that's how it goes as far as IR. So we'll see how that goes. Who we didn't hear about? Yeah, Stephon Tuitt. So again, I know some of you guys are holding out, but let me explain something very realistically. Following the theme of what my man Brent Fox said. Be realistic and realistic expectations. Stephon Tuitt, I doubted very seriously that he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers in 2021. At this point, we'll be talking about what he will or won't be for the Steelers in 2022. All right? Keep your eyes and ears open on that situation. Who knows? Part injury. Is it a mental thing? We really don't know. None of us really know the real truth. So, given the traumatic situation that he went through, you know, with his brother being killed, God bless him and his family. Well, I don't know if he was killed. like by someone. I think it was a car accident. I don't know if I have the facts correct there. I just know his brother died. I remember the word killed, but I don't believe if it was like an accident or if someone killed him. Maybe some of you guys can help me out in the chat. Actually, let me pull it up so I can see you guys' responses there. But like I said, however his brother passed, man, God bless. God bless Stephon Tuitt and his family, assuming grieving mother, assuming grieving father. I don't know. I'm just assuming. Who knows what else? Who knows if the kid, I say kid because he was younger than Stephon Tuitt. Who knows if he had children? Who knows if he had a wife or what have you? But just all prayers due, man, to him and his family. Very sad situation there. So basically, okay, hit and run. Thank you, Luis. And I couldn't quite remember. So I appreciate you saying that, man, keeping me on track. So, yeah, who knows, guys? I mean, again, football might not be his priority right now. And like I said, let's see where that goes into the future. At the end of the day, these guys are human beings. Life comes first. I know we're fans, but we just never know what people are thinking. And is he injured? I don't know. We never think about it. We never really got a full disclosure on. I know they mentioned something about him being injured, but we never found out the extent of it. So I say all that to say this. I've spent too much time on this little topic. Let's see what happens with him in 2022. At the end of the day. Let's see. A couple other things I want to address. You guys know this is not the pregame show, but I will just briefly talk really quick about the current situation. I actually see Lydell Dorsey also posted it here in the chat. Very interesting situation right now, man, with the NFL and just the world in general. These COVID cases are on the rise. The Omicron, if I'm saying that correctly, is funny, man. I know out there in the community, people are calling it the Omarion. I'm like, that is crazy. But the Omicron, I believe that's how you say it. This particular variant is running rampant. Hopefully it's not as lethal. It's not, it's more mild. I know you're getting some people saying that and other people have been sick. I don't know. But if you've been paying attention, NFL has been getting hit heavy. Seems like each Sunday it's more players. But I bring it to what Lydell Dorsey says where it relates to the Steelers. Travis Kelce is on that list. Tyreek Hill is on that list. And Butker, the kicker, is on that list. And there's a couple other players. One of the cornerbacks, I think it's the Fenton kid. I believe it's that kid Fenton, I think. Or one of those guys, one of their corners. Listen, say what you want. I know you're diehard Steelers fans, but I'm not going to champion that. I know myself, Tony, and Kenyon, we text offline and, and we made a little reference to, hey, hopefully they get better next week, kind of ha. But at the end of the day, I'm not wishing that on anybody. I don't want it like that. The Steelers should be. No, man. I hate it for it to be something like that. It sucks. It just sucks as a humanity-based opinion there. But yeah, that's interesting. It could definitely affect how this game shapes out. And also if they continue to have cases, remember it's Tuesday, could this potentially move the game? There's a lot of things to keep an eye on. I mean, there's games tonight. It's Tuesday, right? There's football games being played tonight. Game was played yesterday. The Browns. And Browns lost, by the way. So this division still continues to be right there. But, yeah, interesting, man. Interesting stuff as far as Kelce and Tyreek Hill. That would be a tremendous blow and tremendous loss for the Chiefs. So, I think that's about all I got. Let me make sure I don't have any other detailed notes, guys. I got a couple other things to talk about. One other thing that Tomlin said in regards to the Chiefs, and I thought this was, me personally, the biggest highlight, the biggest takeaway I took from his press conference. He said that we will need to score points to beat the Chiefs. And I know some people are going to laugh at that and be like, duh, but listen, that is a fact. That is kind of acknowledging that our offense hasn't done a great job. Right? This is what I've been saying most of this season. Have I not been saying I don't trust our offense and our offense's ability to put points on the board? Yeah, we've had some of these heroic moments in the last 4 games or what have you where we come roaring back You know, you go all the way back to the Charger game, but in some of those games, it didn't matter, right? And yeah, you would have to think a team like the Chiefs that can get red hot at any given moment, compromise a little bit, of course, if they can't have Hill and Kelsey. I get it. But I'm just saying, in theory, you know, you have to look at this thing as if everybody's going to play. You don't know these guys' vaccination statuses. You don't know if they're going to be able to test, you know, and not get any positives. They get 2 negatives. Who knows if they're going to be available? So you have to approach it that way. And again, Tomlin saying that, it goes right along with the theme that I've been saying. Quite a few of you guys have been saying. Just don't trust the offense, man, to be able to go blow for blow. And I can't honestly say I trust our defense to keep a lid on it like that against a Patrick Mahomes in Arrowhead. But we'll see. You know, we'll see. Anything's possible any given Sunday. You saw what the Lions did to the Cardinals. Any given Sunday, guys, no game is a for sure win. So there you have it. A couple other things I want to talk about, man. And guys, y'all might see me get up in a second. I got to get me some water. Hold on. I think I have some. Yeah, got a little bit left here. Give me 2 seconds, guys. I filled up my Yeti with ice. And, you know, we built another, like, closet space, like another pantry down here in the man cave. I have a big, giant pack of water right there, and I didn't grab the bottle. So give me a second. I got 2 half-drink bottles here. So if I have to step away for literally 2 seconds to get some water, y'all can respect that, right? Y'all ain't going to hold me accountable for that, right? This is live. And y'all know I have no shame in showing you live stuff. But all right, where's the top to the Yeti? There we go. And maybe that's all the water I'll need. We'll see. But anyway, keeping it moving. I want to give not a pass, maybe shoot a little bit of bail. Let me shoot some possible bail to Presley Harvin. I was hard on him after the game. I called him into the office, rightfully so, because it wasn't just this game. Everything I said to him in his office visit was, you have been inconsistent this season. Yes, there's no doubt in that. But we did find out, man, and shout out Miss Lanisha, man. Listen, I told y'all, the ladies of the chat be on top of it, you know. Miss Lanisha sending me the information, you know, letting me know that, you know, the story broke. And of course, we all saw it later, but she was the first to bring it to my attention that, you know, his father, I believe, is fighting, you know, a possible terminal illness. Was not doing too well. You know, he wanted to come to the game, and I think they got the picture out there of Tomlin talking to him and shaking his hand and stuff like that. And listen, like I said a little bit before, man, human beings, man. You know, sometimes you got to respect humanity. And you know, maybe it's been weighing on him. Who knows? You know, and I say, you know, this game, but actually, if it's something like that, maybe this has been on his mind this entire season. Who knows? So I'll shoot him some possible bail, you know, and at the end of the day, he's a draft pick. It's not like they're not going to have him come back to camp. So, you know, maybe he just had a rocky season, was having a rocky season. You know, I clearly see that he has the leg. And shout outs to Arthur Moats, man. You know, it's, again, you know, I watch Arthur Moats' podcast from time to time. I don't always watch the full thing because, you know, to be honest, I have so much going on. It's a lot of podcasts and it's other podcasts that I watch that are not sports related. You know, just a huge chunk out of your day. That's why I always appreciate and respect you guys for coming here and being here every week, because this is time out of your night, time out of your day. But I watched some of his clips, man, and what he said about NFL punting versus college punting, I got to respect it. Listen, I never played in the NFL level or nothing like that, so I have to respect when former players talk about the game, and he was saying, that's an adjustment. You know, in college, it's more about, you know, kick the skin off the ball. Whereas in the NFL, it's more strategic, you know, the hang time versus the location and things of that nature and situational punting. And he was saying that Harvin maybe doesn't have that down yet. So, listen, we got to get on these players when they do bad. You call them in the office and all of that. But, again, don't take that as me giving up on a player. You know, he's a rookie. You know, let's see what happens. And, again, you know, shout outs to him and his family. Prayers up for his family. because, just the mere thought of someone, you losing a parent, when you're young or relatively young, just speaking for myself, I understand what that feels like. So, prayers up to his family, him, and, hopefully something miraculous can happen and, his father, could beat the illness or what have you. But anyway, all due respect and prayers to his family. What else do I have here, guys? I'm trying to speed through this. Where we at? 17 minutes. Not too bad. I should be done here in a moment, and then I'll get to the calls. What else do I have here? I watched the game again. All 22 isn't out for me yet. I'll probably have it tomorrow, maybe later tonight. Let me ask you guys a question, man. Let me pull the chat back up so I can see you guys. First drive by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Do you guys think Chase Claypool could have caught that 50-50 ball down the right sideline? Y'all remember the one where the DB was kind of behind him and they both kind of fought for the ball and Chase Claypool, tried to hand catch it? Do you guys think that he could have caught that ball? I want to see what you guys have to say, and I'll give you my thoughts. So let me take a sip of water. I know there's often a minor delay here in the stream, so I'll wait to see what you guys say. Lydell says DB made a good play. He did. Joshua Shields says, yes, I believe he could have caught it. Charlie says, yep, but he was gone. He was going to pay for it. Yep, says Chase could have used his body leverage. Yeah. Reggie Red says, man, yeah. And I know what that man, anytime somebody starts off with, man, let me, I know what you feeling. I know what you're saying there, Reg. Let's see what else y'all got. Jeremy Johnson says, yes. El Capo says, good defense. It was. I'm not taking anything away from the DB. James Tresvant says, yes, strong hand drill. Yeah. Real Fact says it's a tough catch, but yes, he could have caught that. Yeah, I'm just wondering. Smitty says, I thought it was a good play by the DB. It was. It was. I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just talking about Chase Claypool and what we kind of need from him and just seeing what you guys have to say. I like this one here. Luis says, like you said, 50-50 so could have gone either way. I have more faith in James Washington in that. Luis, this is where I'm going with it. Few late nights hit me with the man too, man. Yes, y'all, when somebody put that man in front of it. Eric McDuffie says, yes, but good D. All right, let me not hold you guys up too much longer. After watching it, man, several times, I just kept watching it over and over. And again, it's a tough catch to make. The defender was in good position. Maybe Claypool might have thought he was going to get a flag, get the flag drawn. And kudos to Claypool. Later in the game, he drew a flag in the end zone, which was significant. That was right before Ben Roethlisberger's back-to-back. Well, no, back-to-back quarterback sneaks. But if you look at the play more and more, there was a moment where Claypool had the ball in his hand. Like, I'll use one of these water bottles here. There was an illustration where he has the ball. He has it. And then, as he's trying to pull it in, the DB kind of gets it out, but then he still kind of has it as his body contorts. So I just feel like I need to see Chase make more of those. You're not going to make them all. Like my man said, it was 50-50, right? Kenyon says here, Claypool is a moderate 50-50 ball catcher, but he is in his second year and good coverage by the DB. Absolutely agree with Kenyon there. And that's why I wanted to bring this up, because my point is I want to see Claypool have the leap that Deontay Johnson had. When he gets in his third year, I need to see Claypool being more and more and more consistent. Because remember, he's not Deontay Johnson. I've been trying to tell people that, right? And I remember some of y'all gave me crap for it. I was like, nah, Deontay is the number one receiver. He is the best all-around receiver on the team. He's proven that. 1,000 yards receiving this year. I don't think it's a debate anymore. But Deontay, a little more seasoned. Deontay actually was a little better as far as what performance than Claypool in his second season. But y'all know, third year is the charm. So I just want to see Claypool elevate his game, man, because I think there's untapped potential there. But I do just feel like he doesn't win enough of those 50-50s, whether it's him attacking the ball or catching and snatching. And again, guys, I'm not being hit. I'm not out there on the field trying to catch and somebody's underneath me with great coverage, you know. But that's all. That's all. I'm not down on Claypool. I'm just saying, more and more I looked at that one, he definitely could have made the catch. So I want to start seeing more of those plays made by Claypool, because that's when you become a dog. That's when you make a name for yourself. That's when you free up everybody else. Because then when Claypool steps up like that, it ain't gonna be much they could do. You can't. You gonna double Deontay? Sure, go ahead and we'll let Claypool eat. Because what I need to see, and this will put it in perspective, I need to see the Juju Smith-Schuster to AB. You guys understanding what I'm saying? I need to see the guy that's gonna eat and benefit from Deontay Johnson being the guy that's cooking. I need to see that. And I think Claypool definitely has an opportunity to be that. So that's all. I just need to see that Batman and Robin, because like a lot of you guys said, even though I didn't always agree, I think Juju is an excellent player for the Steelers specifically. But he definitely benefited from Antonio Brown being his Batman. So I need to see the Robin for Deontay Johnson. And I want Claypool to be that. Let's keep it moving, guys, because I want to get to these phone calls. What else do I have notated here? Oh, I had a timestamp for you guys. 11 minutes and 6 seconds in the first quarter. Remember when I said Ben Roethlisberger right now looks to get the ball out quick? I feel like some of his reads are predetermined. I don't feel like Ben always goes through his progressions. And part of that reason could be confidence in the offensive line or just trying to preserve his body, getting the ball out quick. He's been doing that for several years now. But I definitely feel like there's times that Ben locks on the first target. Go watch that play. That was the play when Deontay Johnson, caught the drag, or he was crossing route, right? And, some people said he should have went north and south instead of trying to bounce. Maybe he was trying to get that first down. I still don't think he gets the first down, even if he turns up and not tries to loop around. But I can understand saying, look, just put your head down and go. Maybe you get tackled. Momentum takes you over the sticks. If you go back and watch that play, Ray McCloud comes wide open on a post route. Wide open. You can even see it on the TV angle. The cornerback is kind of playing his zone area there, so he kind of looks as if he's going to chase Deontay, and then he just stays back. But where Ray was at, Ben could have easily fit the ball over there. Safety's not even in the screen, so I'll be able to see it for sure when I watch the All-22. So extended family members, when I show that, we're going to look at that play. But even on the TV view, go watch that play, and y'all just watch Ray McCloud. And it's not like Ben had to hold the ball too long. They basically started coming open around the same time, but he hit Deontay quick. But, that's just Ben's game right now. I don't feel like he scans the field enough. And, y'all know I've been saying that for a long time. It's either that first read or he takes the shot on third and short or whatever. And we're going to live and die by that, I believe. I mean, hey, essentially we have 3 more games of that, but it is what it is. Shout outs to Luis D, man, for the donation. Round of applause, sir. Great question. Who do you think is more likely to re-sign with the Steelers, Juju or Edmonds? That's a good question. I'm not going to cheat, and I'm not going to say both. and I'm not gonna say neither. So I'm gonna pick one. So your question is more likely. More likely right now. Juju. Here's the reason why. Juju missing the season, that hurts. That hurts his market. I mean, it's unfair, but it hurts his market a little bit. Maybe he feels like he still wants to play for the Steelers. The catch there, though, is if there is no Ben Roethlisberger, does Juju have the same alliance to the Steelers and to Pittsburgh? I think he does. But, you know, even when I say that, look at what happened with Bud. Bud still went and got signed. So, but I'm just going to go out on a limb and say Juju. However, let me say this here. Let me say this right now. Some of y'all are not going to agree with me. I hope they re-sign Edmonds. I do. I definitely hope they re-sign Terrell Edmonds. I don't think his market is going to be that high, so he might be the more likely. And the reason why I think they should re-sign him, listen, Terrell Edmonds is what he is. Terrell Edmonds had a relatively decent game this last game, along with Minka. Woo. But listen, I don't think the Steelers find his replacement this year in the draft. Maybe free agency. I don't know who the free agents are, but I would rather not that be a position of need. You can always get a guy in a later round or what have you, or free agency, and you can work him to be the starter. But I definitely would like to have Edmonds in rotation. So let's just say, even if you guys want him gone or don't want him starting, I would much rather have Minka, whoever the replacement is, and Edmonds as the 3 safety rotation. No disrespect to Miles Killebrew, but I'm just saying, I hope they re-sign Edmonds. I'm saying that right now. I do. Edmonds is not as bad as some people make him out to be. He's just not the playmaker. But Edmonds showed some good stuff in this past game. He did. Had a relatively solid game. Some solid tackles. Had nice coverage downfield on that one particular play. I don't hate Edmonds. He's just not the ball skill playmaker. That's Minka. So we'll see, man. It'd be nice if they could get both of them back, but who knows? Let me keep it moving. Where are we at? About 29 minutes. Perfect pace, man. I should be done in a few minutes, and then the phone queue is wide open. I'm going to say this again. Y'all might not agree with me. Is it enough for you to write home about or dance about? No. But Devin Bush, his last 3 games has been his better games of the season. He's showing some signs of getting his head out of the clouds. He's showing some signs of what he might be able to continue to be and beyond if he sticks to the script. Again, you don't believe me, little old me, Arthur Moats pretty much said the same thing. Arthur Moats played on that defense. Arthur Moats has been as critical as all of us have been of Devin Bush. And he's saying the same thing that I immediately said post-game, even before Arthur Moats' podcast. I said this last week. Remember I said the last 2 games, Devin Bush has been a better Devin Bush. You can grade how much better. That's fair. But he doesn't look like he has looked when we were all down in the dumps with him. Devin Bush is actually looking like he's more decisive now. More decisive. I even seen him attack the hole a little more. You know, he showed up, perked up in pass coverage a couple times. Devin, you got to make that pick, though. But, guys, even though he dropped it, look at how he was playing that. Perfect coverage. Perfect zone coverage by your middle linebacker. That far downfield. It wasn't far, but, I mean, it was plus 15 yards. It was perfect. And if he comes away with that pick, can't let him off the hook for dropping it. I mean, because you're reading it. You're reading the zone to cover the pass. So in your mind should already say, if this ball come my way, I'm catching it. That's why I'm always gonna get on any defensive player that is literally sitting in the zone and they watch the ball come that way. It's different if it's a tough catch, right? Or over the shoulder or you're diving. But when the ball comes right at you, you have to catch it, baby. You have to. But I'm telling y'all, when I watch the film, Devin Bush is playing a better version of the 2021 Devin Bush. Let's see if this carries over to the next 3 games. And I'm willing to say, because I know the Steelers, if Devin Bush has solid outings in these last 3 games, that 5th-year option is not going to be as questionable. Right now, I'm still leaning towards them not giving it to him. But again, if you followed the Steelers, remember when they gave it to Bud, and Bud wasn't playing great, and Bud's replacement wasn't necessarily already in the bag. That could be the same situation with inside linebacker. Schobert, I really don't think they're gonna. I don't know. We'll see. But do they pay Schobert? I mean, keep his current contract. I don't know. We'll see. Minka Fitzpatrick was huge in this game. Like I said, guys, I've been saying it all season. The interception numbers might not be there, but Minka has been the free safety in quite a few of these games. Touchdown saving tackles. The boy had 12 tackles in this game, 14 total. 12 solo tackles. Pay that man this offseason. Period. The Titans 10 points in the first, their first 10 points came off of short fields. I mentioned that post game, but again, this is something that I paid attention. One of them was the punt return. One of them was just bad punting by Percy. We keep wanting to call him Presley Harvard. And then the last thing that I have here is, what's up with the offensive line not helping Ben get up, man? It's weird. At first, you don't take so much from that, but it is kind of weird that these dudes kind of just stand there. I mean, again, you can't expect every player to be Pouncey or Ramon Foster as far as mentality, but I expect every offensive lineman to protect their quarterback to the fullest. And when they see their quarterback on the ground, their quarterback shouldn't have to exert their own energy getting off the ground. I don't like that about these offensive linemen. I mean, even on that play where we thought it was an unnecessary roughness, Ben got folded up and nobody rushed over there, right, to help Ben. Nobody rushed over there to get into a homeboy's face. I don't like that. I don't like that. And the last thing I will talk about, guys, after the phone calls is I will talk about Joe Haden. I will answer the question that I have in the title of this video, and there's a reason why Joe Haden is the thumbnail. And really quick, before I open the calls, Kendrick Green, at least on first rewatch, I might feel differently when I watch all 22 from the end zone view. Kendrick Green didn't get bullied. He didn't necessarily get bullied by Simmons. I thought it was going to be a much worse game than what it actually was. Again, when I get the all 22, I will focus in on the trenches because I watched the all 22 several times. The first time, I'm looking at the secondary and coverage. The next time, regardless of order, but one time I'm looking at the coverage and all of that stuff, and then there's one time I'm focusing solely on the trenches. So I can't wait to see that. But he did not, at least from me rewatching the TV version, didn't look like he got killed. Not saying he did great, but I didn't necessarily see that he got destroyed by Jeffrey Simmons, and I thought he would. So we'll see, to be determined. And speaking of the all 22 footage, I noticed you guys, the extended family, only one of y'all watched the Vikings footage. It's up. It's up. Definitely utilize your perks. Go watch that. Go watch that when you get a chance. Let's get to the phone call, shall we? You guys know the routine. Keep it short and sweet for me. State your biz, but like I said, keep it short and sweet. Please don't violate the time. Don't make me have to say 2-minute warning. And I'm just going to make sure it's working. Give me a second. But don't make me have to throw this out there at you guys.
2-minute warning.
You don't want to hear that, and you definitely don't want to hear this.
Time's up.
All right. So let's do it. First call of the night is area code 951. What you got for us?
Hey, thanks for having me on, man. I'll make it quick. So I just got a question for you. Assuming that all the starters will play, I know they got COVID issues as far as the Chiefs' offense is concerned. But just assuming that they all play, what would you do defensively, if anything, as far as the schematics and the personnel? As far as how would you play, Pat Mahomes with all those weapons he has? I know the Steelers have been struggling with the run, obviously, and I know our secondary, other than Minka, isn't too great. But what would you put out there? Thanks for taking my call.
Man, no problem. Thank you for calling, and thank you for stumping me on this question, because I'm going to be honest. Y'all know how much of a fan I am of Pat Mahomes. Most of y'all know how much of a fan I am of creative play calling, which I've always said that about Andy Reid, but I definitely say that as well about Eric Bieniemy. Man, assuming they all play, you gotta protect deep against Tyreek Hill. But here's the thing, Tyreek Hill is dangerous underneath too. You give him too much cushion, like we're prone to do with our corners. Y'all see how shifty Tyreek Hill is, even when he catches like a smoke screen. The dude dances and spins and twists. I mean, he finds 5 yards when somebody's right on him. And then Kelsey, holy moly. I don't know, man. I might try to deploy some type of combo coverage where, maybe a cover 6 situation, maybe with some variations of it, where on one side of the field, especially if you get Tyreek Hill split out as the sole receiver, I might man him underneath and, keep that safety on that side deep to help over the top. And on the other side, you're playing your zone, so you basically have cover 4, which could turn into match. And you have cover 2 on one side, that's cover 6. Maybe something like that. And it's not to say that Kansas City can't run the football, because they got a relatively decent runner in Hilaire, but primarily they want to pass. But what's tricky about the Chiefs is their formations and the different looks that they give you and the creative plays that they have out of those. But I feel like, man, you got to go into that game. If Tyreek Hill plays, let's just say assume he plays, you have to go in that game protecting the deep ball for 2 reasons. He's a burner, number 1. But number 2, you saw what they were able to do with Jefferson against us, Minnesota. Imagine if they just keep running deep crosses with Hill. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm gonna defer and say I don't know. But yeah, like you guys are saying, man, COVID will more than likely keep them out, but it is a possibility that they play. But thank you for that question, because you got me stumped, man, and I guess that's why I'm not an NFL GM. Next up, area code, who we got here? 931. 931 actually have their hand up. That's interesting. How'd you do that? But 931, what you got for us?
Hey, what's going on, Sim? This is that boy Rough House, man. How you doing?
Good. What's going on, Rough House?
Man, not a whole lot, man. Hey, I want to say that Sunday was my first home game in Pittsburgh. I was able to make the game, proposed to my lady, and we got engaged over the weekend. So, it was a double win for me. So, yeah. But on to the game. My question is, even though my man got hurt, and I hate he got hurt, but Pat Freiermuth is such a weapon, bruh. Yeah. And I don't understand why they don't utilize him more. It seems like he has mismatches with linebackers and safeties and whatnot, and the boy he's a combat catch, extraordinaire. He's got good grips for the ball, but I just don't understand why they don't feed him more. I think he would be the perfect complement to, Deontay Johnson as far as speed and, being on the outside and things like that. You could work the inside with Pat Freiermuth, but they don't seem to do that, man. Yeah, and once again, man, I know I sound like a broken record, but I want to say to the Pittsburgh Steelers, if any of y'all are listening, it's okay to start fast. I promise it's okay to start fast. If you want to, nobody's going to hold that against you. They're not going to throw a flag. The other team is not going to challenge it. But y'all can start fast. Man, these waiting until the end of the second quarter and the beginning of the third quarter to get started, man, this stuff has gotten old, bro. And next year, this coming draft, linemen. First, second, and third pick, linemen. Oh, man, both sides of the ball, but primarily offensive linemen. And that's what it is, man. Hey, right now, man, y'all need to like, comment, subscribe, share. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and if you're not subscribed to the homie Sim, you're slipping on your pimping. And as always, y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. This is Rough House Boxing TV. And y'all make sure y'all stop by the house. Just remember to wipe your feet. Close the door behind you. And I'm out. G.
Man, Rough House, first and foremost, let's give a round of applause to Rough House Boxing, man, for proposing to the lady. Round of applause. That's really dope, man. Rough House, and I'm glad to hear that you were able to experience a game in Pittsburgh, and that was quite one to experience because I know Renegade got the plan. The game was close. It was live energy I've been at those games, live energy the entire game. And on top of that, man, you proposed to your lovely lady. I'm going to assume that she's a lovely lady. If you've chosen her. And if she's chosen you, let's give her some credit too. So congratulations, man. Because for those of us who are married, and let me say it this way, who are married for the right reasons, and they know that they got that life partner, it's a special thing. It is a special thing. So I'm going to super duper congratulate you on that. But listen, yes, let's just stick with the Fryer move. Man, we got to find more ways to utilize him. I mean, who are we going against this week? Presumably, given the COVID situation, maybe not, but Kelsey. I'm not saying the Fryer move is Kelsey, but can we get a version of him? Can we utilize Fryer move to the best of his ability? Instead of him just kind of being here. I mean, again, some of it is on play calling, some of it is on Ben Roethlisberger's decisions and all of that. But I'm just saying we got to find ways to utilize Fryer move. I cannot disagree with Rough House Boxing one bit. Excuse me, not one bit. And we've used them some, but I'm just saying, man, we got to find those creative ways to get him the ball, get him free, and get him in space. And, part of it is offensive line as well. You got to allow time for things to develop. So I know, the two go together, but definitely would like to see him with the ball in his hand much more. Moving on, area code 505. What you got for us?
Hey, what's up, Sim? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right. So I just want to open up with, I do not feel good about this game one bit. Number one, the only way that we're going to win this game is if we can run the ball and control the game. The Chiefs' only 4 losses were to the Baltimore Ravens, Los Angeles Chargers, Buffalo Bills, and the Tennessee Titans. You know what they can all do? They can run the ball. Remember after we lost to the Washington football team, how I said that we're going to get pick 6 the next week against Buffalo? I'm going to call this. Our defense will give up a 50-yard plus touchdown on Sunday. I'm calling it. And when it happens, I'm going to call into the show to confirm that. But we just don't have the offense to hang in there. We just don't have it.
Yeah.
We just don't have the, we're just not there. But, any given Sunday, I just wanted to express my thoughts on that. Thanks for having me, Sim. Hope I didn't take too long. Thank you.
No, man, perfect timing, and thanks for calling. And yeah, I share your concern, man. I mean, not saying that, I just happened to say this early in the season, but I remember early in the season, remember when we weren't scoring, like after like week 4, I was like, oof. We talked about it then, looking at the schedule. Remember the show when we were going through the schedule, and I was like, I definitely don't like that Kansas City game, because if this offense can't put no points up and we can't run the ball, it's just not going to be good. And regardless of how good we think our defense could perform, that's Patrick Mahomes, man. Yeah, he had a bad game in the Super Bowl, but I'm just saying, when they get hot, they get hot. There's a play they're going to be able to pull out their hat at some point. And I'm with you, brother. I'm just watching. Have no expectations going into this one, man. Who knows, man? Any given Sunday. But and when we say that, and I think 505 will agree with this. When you guys hear me say I don't have a good feeling or I'm not confident going into the game, it's just that. It's not me saying that the Steelers definitely lose. It's just that, y'all know what I'm saying. There's times when we watch the team and we feel like, oh, we're going to get this game. And it's because of the way they play. You never know if they are or they're not. But you know what I'm saying? And I just haven't had that feeling this season where I could say, man, I'm confident we'll go get it done. I just don't. We haven't shown that we can really stop the run when we need to. And we have still shown where we could give up big plays deep down the field in the passing game, Justin Jefferson. And we haven't shown that we can put points up in match. The only thing we've shown points-wise is we can put them up in the fourth quarter. And it could be too late. Remember, we did the same thing when the Chiefs came to Heinz Field a few years back, remember? When they went up on us real quick, 14-0, and then we tried to fight our way back. It ain't gonna work. But moving on. Next up is our good buddy, man, Mr. Winningham, area code 803. How you doing tonight, sir?
Good evening. For that man's sake, I hope she did say yes. Anyway, a game like this comes down to execution and game management. The coaches have to manage the game much better than what we did Sunday. As far as execution, it's not going to be perfect, but we just have to do the basic things great.
Yeah.
As far as Patrick Mahomes, he doesn't get sacked that often. And this game kind of reminds me of the Chargers game. We're going to have to keep Mahomes we're going to have to keep containment so he doesn't break open and make those long runs and things like that. Offensively, I hope we have a better attack game down the field. Big Ben should look at a guy like Freiermuth, and Keith Miller hasn't been gone from Pittsburgh that long. Keith Miller job, he could get down in the middle of that zone and catch that ball in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
And that's what we ought to be using Freiermuth for. But like I say, this game right here, we must contain Patrick Mahomes, keep him in the pocket. Hopefully we can build up the pressure that way. Do not let him get outside. Offensively, keep Ben upright and keep Najee Harris running north. We don't need Najee looking like he's on Dancing for the Stars back there. I hope everyone have a Merry Christmas, and hopefully we win Sunday. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Winningham, man. We always appreciate you coming through, sir, with the wisdom. Like I always say, the wisdom is even in his voice, y'all. Love Mr. Winningham, man. And you know what? I'm gonna stick to what Mr. Winningham said there. If the Steelers execute, and I know it's cliche, but seriously, when you watch the film as much as I do, a lot of the times, guys, it literally is execution. Even some of the play calls, they're not as bad as we think when you watch all 11 men in concert or not in concert, right? And the Steelers are a talented enough team offensively. Listen to what I'm saying. Talented enough team offensively to compete with most teams in the league. Yes. Kansas City, remember, early on we were saying, yo, Kansas City can be beat. I still believe that. Their defense has gotten better, but Kansas City defense still has some warts here and there. But it's going to come down to the Steelers being able to execute. If we just cannot, like Roughhouse said, we just cannot have a slow start offensively. That's the bottom line. That's what it comes down to. If we have a slow start, I don't believe we're going to see one of them heroic fourth quarters again. It's going to catch up, man. It has already caught up to us. But I'm just saying, these are the times that, again, for all of the Steelers fans that are holding out hope for them making the playoffs, this is the time that they can't have those lapses. They have to start fast. The offense has to click. And like you said, if we can get Najee Harris just running north and south, man, can we get another game? Remember that game in the season? Might have been 2 or 3 games this season when Najee was toting that thing. We need another performance like that, man. And offensive line, I'm looking right at you guys. Y'all got to find a way to get it done. Next up, area code 937. What you got for us?
Hey. Hello.
Yes.
Oh, hey, Sam.
Hello.
My name is Angela from 937. I go by Baby Steeler because I am a baby. Because I don't know much about football, but I love the Steelers, and Johnny and Marlon, they're my people. So I'm definitely a Steeler fan. Like I said, I don't know much about football, but I do love it. I will say though, from watching the game, and the only thing that I can say that I noticed, because like I said, I don't know much, I'm still learning, but with all the turnovers that we did have, I feel like that was good, but what good is it if we don't do anything with that? Like, you need to score more touchdowns. I mean, the field goals can be good, but what good is that going to do, especially against this upcoming schedule that we have? So I feel like it needs to be more touchdowns and less of the field goals that's going on. But other than that, that's all I really want to say. I don't know much, but like I said, I do love the Steelers. I love the sport, so I'm going to keep it short because that's all I got to say. Thank you for taking my call.
Thank you very much, Baby Steeler. And let me say this while you're on the line. Don't hang up because I want you to hear it. Thank you so much. As a female listener, we take care of the ladies in the chat. So we're going to give you a special thank you and a round of applause. I need everybody to show love. I believe she said her name was Angela. So let's show Angela some love. Angie. I don't know if she has any of those nicknames, but let's embrace her and welcome Baby Steeler. And let's thank, man, Johnny and Marlon. Y'all bringing people through. I love that. But, and also, Baby Steeler, don't worry about saying, I don't know much. Embrace what you do know. You know why? Because what you said is right on point. You don't have to know much to do simple mathematics, right? All them turnovers and field goals, that just don't get it done. So don't always say you don't know much. Just continue to learn, but you know something because you was right on the money with that one. And again, welcome, Angela. We appreciate you and thank you for calling. The next 937, this is probably either going to be Marlon or I believe she said Johnny, and I know they're all affiliated, but 937, what you got for us?
This must be me, Sam. Is this me, brother?
Yes, sir.
What's up, my brother? What's up, SteelersNation, man? Finally got a lady through, didn't we?
Yeah, man, it's good. Good to hear the lady's voice, man. I appreciate her call.
Yeah, well, we love supporting you, brother. Well, I'm going to stick with the topic today, man. Are we better with Joe Haden? Man, that's an easy question for me, man. A resounding yes.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you why. But first, because I haven't personally met Mr. Hayden, but Mike Tomlin, of course, knows him. And if you checked out the press conference, he said, he's straightforward all the time. Look, he says his tangibles and his intangibles.
Mm-hmm.
This brother makes a difference on the field. I know he's 32 years old. I know he's 32. But here's the thing. You got to remember and go back. Joe Haden was elated to come to us, man. It's like he was a little brother looking from the Browns like, oh, I wish I could be on that team. Oh, if I was just looking still. That's how I feel. But that's how he looked. The look in his eyes said that, bro. You know, as another Tomlinism, we don't like hostages. You know what I'm saying? Joe Haden was happy to come with us, man. And when a player is happy to come to you, they play with more heart. I know that for a fact. If I got drafted, man, and I went to the doggone Bengals, I'd be like, oh, man. You know what I mean? I'm sorry. But if your heart, everybody has a team, and that's just how it works. You got to go get that money. But Joe Haden loves being with us, number one. He's a leader. His talent, like he said, intangibles. Sometimes your presence, I don't know what it is, it's God, whatever you want to call it. But sometimes it's your presence on the field as a player makes a difference, man. And you see, he ain't lost it. They're diving for that catch, man. Diving for that ball, man. I would like to say, the brother just came off the bench after a month. Come on, man. Look, man. We're all different. If you got great genetics, 32 is not that old. Depends on your position. I know that's the position that requires you to be young, but I remember I think I still ran about a 4.5 when I was 32, man, if you stay in shape.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Haden,
and that ain't slow, by the way. 4.5, not slow. I said that ain't slow, by the way. People seem to think 4.5 ain't still fast.
4.38.
Yeah, see?
That's so fast. And here's the thing. With his football knowledge, you know he's in the right position. Man, he brought something to us, man. There is a presence that makes a difference, man. Hungry to come to the Steelers. Very positive guy. I love Joe Haden, man. I know I got to get off of here. One more thing, man. I mean, I'd love to win. But this offensive line could just give Najee some help, man. He reminds me of Barry Sanders back in the day with the Detroit Lions, man. As soon as you get the ball, you got 5 defenders in your face, dog.
Yeah.
And it's sad, man. If we can get that going, I will believe that we can make somewhat of a push. But I'm with you, Sam. Right now, you know, I'll be entertained. They're going to, like you said, they're going to do just enough, you know, to entertain us and to tease us and such. But I see us getting our butts whooped, man, by Kansas City, man. If they do something, I mean, if this late in the season, man, I mean, really, what's going to be different? And I've seen Najee frustrated, man, on the sideline. If you looked at his face, man, he looked like, dang, you know. We'll help the brother out, man. He's a special talent, man. I'll leave that alone, man. But Pittsburgh for life, man. Peace out, man.
Man, thank you for your call. Really, really, really appreciate it and love the support, man, that you guys and everybody in the 937 is giving. I'm going to reply. I'm going to respond to the Joe Haden thoughts and question. You know, that's my main topic, if you will. So stick with me for that. We got one more call, but I'm going to give my opinion as well. And hold on, guys. Sounds like the music is a little too loud. So y'all let me know if it's too loud in your ears. But appreciate that 937. Really do. Let's get this last call, and then we'll go right to that Joe Haden topic. Area code 609. What you got for us? $609. You on the line. What's on your mind?
What's going on?
What's going on? Nothing much.
Listen, to answer your question, man, listen, Joe Haden, he's a good, corner, short area wise. But when it comes to deep coverage or, having to run with, these receivers, especially since we're going against Kansas City receivers this upcoming week, that's what I'm really worried about. This offensive line, they better be prepared for Chris Jones and Kansas City's blitzing. They need to be prepared for that because Chris Jones, he can give our interior O-line some problems stuff. And when it comes to defensively, we got to keep Patrick Mahomes contained. We got to get pressure. Stay disciplined. And to be honest with you, if Tyreek Hill and Travis Kelce are out, I think this can possibly be a trap game for the Chiefs. So, you know what I'm saying? That's all I got to say, and just let me know what you think.
Man, great point, 609. And I will say, yes, I usually don't like to use the term trap game only because, I know what it's meant for. and why we say that. And 1 second, guys, I'm going to go ahead and close out this Blog Talk queue so the lady's voice that says 90 seconds, she don't interrupt us. All right, so yeah, usually I try not to say trap game, right? But I'm going to stick right there with 609. If Kelsey is out and Tyreek Hill is out, just offensively, because there's other players too, like their kicker, and like I said, I think the Fenton kid, one of the corners, it could be a game that the Steelers sneak in there and win because, again, their biggest threats offensively would be gone. You still got Nicole Harmon that this kid can take the top off the defense as well. But if you're only dealing with moderate threats, and I'm not putting any disrespect on Harmon, I'm just saying they don't really utilize him deep. At least I don't see they don't utilize him deep as much as Hill. So if Hill is not out there and you can focus more on not letting Nicole get you or anyone else, on the roster, you don't have to worry about Kelsey, then yeah, this could be a game if the Steelers are disciplined and if the Steelers can score, maybe they can go in and get the win. But like you said, we definitely got to contain Patrick Mahomes, man, because Patrick Mahomes is one of the more lethal two-way guys, if you will. And what I mean by two-way is a guy that can use his legs. Again, like a Russell Wilson. The reason why I think a Russell Wilson and a Patrick Mahomes is so lethal is because they don't look to run. So they can kind of lull you to sleep, right? They can lull you to sleep to thinking that, we ain't got to worry about him. And the next thing you know, they take off when they have to. And they pick up 20 yards. That's dangerous. Whereas Lamar Jackson, you can key on his running, and you can really say, if we could keep him from not being 70% of their run game and make him pass, it evens your odds. But when you got a pass-first quarterback that can run, always looking downfield, just think about all of the different angles we've seen this boy pass from. Dangerous. But, if we create smart rush lanes and just keep him contained, we got a chance. I just don't trust our offense. You know what I mean? And there you have it. But if they ain't got their offensive horses out there, then yeah, it definitely unfairly evens the odds. So there you have it. But real quick, let's get into the Joe Haden thing, man. I'll give you my piece, and then I'll sit here a few minutes and read you guys' comments. Listen, as far as Joe Haden, I posed the question, is the Steelers secondary better with Joe Haden? And secondary question to that, would you re-sign him? So I want you guys to answer that question. Would you re-sign Joe Haden in the offseason? Remember, here's the caveat. Joe Haden was reportedly asking for an extension. Steelers didn't offer it at the time. I understand why. Joe Haden has played well for us when he's been out there. Joe Haden has missed games. I'm just saying, he is 32 years old, but like my man 937 said, listen, it's not like he can't move. You can still play at that age, right? You just use more of your veteran savvy. Again, Joe Haden can't run the way he used to. Again, remember, guys, on that play action, that homeboy dropped, Joe Haden was cooked on that play. But I think there is some merit to what my man was saying. I think there's definitely some merit to, yes, they're better when he's out there. It's something about having a presence like that. He is that guy. Minka is becoming that in terms of being the leader and all of that in the secondary. But Joe Haden is that. He's the glue, I think, that just helps those guys seem to play a little better. And I don't know what it is. I don't know, do they trust themselves more when they got Hayden out there? I don't know. But it definitely seems like they are a better unit. They're the best of the unit that they can be when Hayden is included. No question. But the bigger question, do you sign him? Hey, Miss Debbie, hadn't said hi to you yet. Thank you for coming and tuning in, Miss Debbie. We always appreciate you and the other ladies in the chat. But Miss Debbie asked a very good question there, and that's where I'm going with it. How much do you re-sign him for? Because you got to remember, guys, this NFL is a business. Joe Haden wanted an extension. Not faulting him for that. And I know some people are going to say this, and I think it's never fair to say this about anybody with money. I don't care if it's a female or a male. I don't think it's fair for people to judge what people should be doing with their money. Meaning, you know what fans always say, oh man, they already made money, they should take less. Would you? If you in a situation where somebody say, look, man, I'll give you $7 million. Somebody over here say, I'll give you $4 million. You can probably take the more money. Unless it's more of an incentive for you to take the less amount. So you gotta, we can't think like that. Yeah, he's made a bunch of money. You know, he was a number 1 pick. He was a premier corner. But he asked for an extension. He still wants to get paid while he's out there putting his life on the line. And I say that, but you know, he's putting his body on the line out there. Right? So I'm not going to expect him to take the discount to stay with the Steelers. I mean, he should try to get as much money as he can while he can. And that's going to be the ultimate question. Would I re-sign Joe Haden? Sure. I would re-sign Joe Haden while still looking for eventual replacements or looking for a guy to groom. A Joe Haden being there to help a guy like a Kello Witherspoon, who is now turned into the James Pierre of the team, meaning showing a little bit of something. You have a guy like Joe Haden that can help cultivate that. We might have found something in a Kello Witherspoon, so maybe you re-sign him too, if you can. Right? Because our corner situation is still ultra thin. So yeah, I would love to have Joe Haden back, his presence and his play. Tremendous tackle. I mean, that was textbook. Not only was it a great tackle as far as form and timing, but that was that veteran stuff coming out. If you notice when Joe Haden made that tackle, he made the tackle both low and high, right? Like at the midpoint. He trapped homeboy's arms so he couldn't extend. I want y'all to think on that for just a second. I'm going to take a sip of water, give y'all a minute to ponder on that. The way he made the tackle was that right there. Veteran stuff, situational awareness. You can't teach that. And that's why you want a guy like that on your team to help out a young secondary that obviously the Steelers is trying to rebuild. But at what cost? Ultimately, if Joe Haden wants, top level corner money, it's hard to make that investment. I know people are going to say, yeah, but we got the cap. Yeah, but we got a lot of stuff to do with that cap. Given Ben Roethlisberger, assuming Ben Roethlisberger does go off, and, they're predicting now that it's looking like we're going to have about 46 to 50 million. We got cap. But there's things that you got to do with that cap. You probably got to take care of Minka. Maybe you go ahead and take care of Deontay. Maybe you try to sign Juju. I don't know. So you can't just say, yeah, we can fit it in there. Nah, we got to be strategic with the money. They better spend some, even in free agency. But, if at the right price, I'll just put it at that. At the right price, yes. If he's talking double digits, I just don't think you can do that from a business standpoint. Because at that point, you got to look at his availability, his production. You got to look at it all at that point when you're talking business. So it's all going to come down to what Joe Haden is willing to accept, in my humble opinion. But I would welcome him back and help groom the younger guys, those who are there now, and I'm assuming whoever we bring in. So that's my take on that. But all right, guys, I'll throw it to you guys, man. We'll spend a few minutes in here, man. We didn't take too long here tonight, so I'll spend a few moments with you guys and answer some questions, read some of you guys' thoughts. What do y'all think, man? Do we re-sign or no? I know some of you guys were also saying at the right price. Berg Bread says, hands down, makes them a more formidable secondary and defense. I cannot disagree with that. Surely cannot. Debbie says maybe Minka is overcompensating for the whole back end. When Hayden is in there, Minka doesn't have to cover as much. That is a fact. That is more than likely a fact, Debbie. Great comment. Dust Thunder says you have to remember we don't draft QBs well, cornerbacks well. I do remember that. You're right. But again, when we start talking about business and projected future, I just don't think you can pay Joe Haden but so much. If you can make the numbers work for both sides of the table, absolutely. Bring him back. The Real Deal says the market is going to be dried up for him. He doesn't have that much leverage. And I think that's what's going to happen. Here's the reason why I think that. As a whole, other GMs and other teams are going to look at the games where the Steelers have gotten gashed, deep shots down the field, even, and it did include some of those games Joe Haden was playing where he's gotten burned and things like that. I think teams are going to look at that, plus his age, and the market is not going to be sky high. And I think what's going to happen is it's going to work out that he ends up back with the Steelers at a decent amount for him, decent amount for us. Shout outs to Luis D for the donation. Round of applause. He says, Merry Christmas to Lanisha Hayes, Rajon39, K-Dub, everyone else on the chat, and to you, Sim. Thanks for spending time with us. It is greatly appreciated. Man, I thank you as well. You all are greatly appreciated because, again, in order to spend time with y'all, that means y'all are spending time with me. So, love, 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 man, and Merry Christmas to you as well and everyone out there. And I'm definitely going to say that before I sign off. Let's see. A sincere review says JC gonna ask for a lot of money. You talking about JC Jackson? Yeah. And see, a guy like that can set the market. No question. Believe it or not, when you start talking about business and money, don't think GMs ain't gonna look at what the Diggs kid is doing in Dallas in his youth and feeling like they can duplicate that and get a young guy and build him up, or get a young free agent and build him up. You know, it's a copycat league. You know, the older corner hasn't been so successful this year. I haven't really heard Stephon Gilmore's name since he's been in Carolina. Have you guys? I don't watch the games. I'm just saying. I haven't heard much from him. So some of the, the McCourtys of the world, some of the older corners, I'm not really hearing their names perk up. So I think that's going to drive Joe Haden's market down. I really do. So we shall see. Who else? Henry Manuel says KC will snatch Hayden if we can't pay him. It's not a point of not being able to pay him, Henry. It's going to be a business decision. It's all going to depend on how much Joe Haden is asking for. Steelers Freak says Minka is making money showing up the run D and can't run free. Still big money. Yeah. Minka, we better pay him. Oh, ironically, I just said Stephon Gilmore, and Andre Romero says Stephon Gilmore is a free agent next. We should go after him. Should we, though? Let me ask y'all. Maybe y'all have watched him this season. Should we go after Gilmore? And what do you guys think of Gilmore at this stage of his career? Because, again, he's plus 30 also. The Real Deal says Weatherspoon is a baller just by the mere fact that he had to learn a new defense. Imagine what he's going to do next year with more knowledge of our defense. And I believe Weatherspoon is a 1 year, right? I can't remember because I know we traded for him. So what was his deal? I don't remember. We traded for him. Does anybody remember what his contract is? So I don't know if he's going to be a free agent or not. But yeah, I'm with you there. I think Weatherspoon has some potential there, man. He had a couple decent plays that I saw. Of course, when I watched it all 22, I know for sure. But he had a couple decent plays even against Julio in that game. Real Fact says Steelers did the same thing with Maddox. Ben came in because of injury. That is a fact. So I think you guys are arguing, well, not arguing, but debating quarterback situation. MT Mooch says Sauce Gardner will probably be available when the Steelers draft. I apologize, but I actually don't know who Sauce Gardner is. What position does he play? And what school? I would definitely be sure to check him out. Oh, okay. Y'all are debating Maddox and Mason Rudolph. Okay. Luis D says, maybe Steelers can sign Joe Haden close to his asking price, but short term, like 2 years. Yeah, we'll see. You know, like I said, it's just got to make sense. There you go, Debbie, because I was going to say that as well. She says, Merry Christmas and Happy Kwanzaa to you too, Luis D. Got to include that, man, because not everybody, you know, actually celebrates what we know as Christmas. Excuse me. Marcus Jones, look for corners that's fundamentally sound on the run. Okay, I'm not mad at that. Definitely need some tackling corners. My man Marlon says, Gilmore is slowly washing up. When Belichick lets you go, it's more than likely he sees a decline no one else can see. My man Marlon, you get one of these. Round of applause. Got to think about that, guys. Y'all know Bill Belichick, he doesn't wait. You know, there's one thing that a lot of people have said, the difference between the Steelers organization and Belichick is he doesn't wait till it's too late to get rid of a player. That is definitely a great point. Kyle Fuller from Denver. Okay, not mad at that. Here's a good one. OBM says, I'm still high on James Pierre despite the lows. He's lost his brother during the summer, so his head hasn't fully been in the game. I'm not ready to give up on that kid. I did not know about his brother, man, so rest in peace to his brother and his family and him. Yeah, me either. And that's one thing I think you guys have heard me say. I haven't thrown him in the trash either. You know, y'all know me. When I critique players for games, it is usually that, for that game. And then when the season is over, I could talk about them for the course of the season. But I give these guys chances, particularly guys who were new in their role. James Pierre was very new this season in his role. He had some flashes, okay? He showed some promise. He had some lows. But I'm not ready to throw him away either. You know, this guy was an undrafted guy, I believe. Bring him back into camp. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You know, he just got demoted. It's not to say that they're not going to give him a chance. Oh, you're talking about Ahmad Garner, the corner. Oh, okay. Yeah, got you. I didn't even know that was his nickname. Appreciate that, MT Mooch. Hey, the Egyptian Queen. How you doing, Miss Lady? Appreciate you coming through, hanging out with the fellas tonight. Thank you. Sorry if I missed you earlier, but we always got to give you lovely ladies your shout out. She says, hey, Sim, my thoughts were exactly that. Resign Hayden, I say maybe between $7 to $9 million for 3 years, which would be plenty time for him to groom the young and possibly up-and-coming corners. Absolutely. And I think you can make that work. You know, if you keep it under double digits as far as millions, you could definitely find ways to finagle the contract, you know, maybe even give them more up front. Like maybe you front load a little bit to where, you know, by the second and third year, it starts to decline. And, you know, if you have to cut, there's not a whole lot of dead money attached. So, yeah, I am not opposed to that as well. Debbie says 2 years is too long for Hayden. And that could be too as well. It's tricky, guys, because of his age. And like I said, if it works out for the Steelers where it's financially feasible for both parties involved, you make it happen, and I would welcome him back. Even if he gets burned and stuff, we just going to have to live with it. But again, those intangibles and things like that and the plays that he has made, I'll take that while our secondary is attempting to rebuild. So there you are. A couple more, guys, and then we'll get up out of here. Mariota or Huntley if they sign a QB? Well, given what I'm kind of seeing from Huntley, I'd probably take Huntley at this point. And I saw somebody said that was a bad move to pass on Huntley. I don't remember which draft was it. He's not a rookie, right? I don't. But I'm not willing to say it was a bad move to pass on Huntley. Like, can you guys give me a little more information? Like, was there when that happened, like who did we pick instead of Huntley? Like who did we take before Huntley was drafted? I don't know enough to say that the Steelers passed on him. You know what I mean? And again, that's kind of the highlight watcher approach. I didn't know much about Huntley. And like I said, was he a quarterback that caught people's eyes at the time? I don't know. Okay, so he was a free agent. Okay. So what year is Huntley in? And Kenyon said he came out 2 years ago and he wasn't highly rated. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, again, whoever said that earlier, I'm not disrespecting your opinion. I'm just saying it's easy to say that stuff, right? When we see results. Like, I try not to ever have my opinion of players, draft picks, etc. based off of results, right? It's easy to say after you see someone do good. See, they passed on, da-da-da. You know what? Because they do the same thing with TJ Watt, right? People say that all the time. And the Steelers was dead on TJ Watt, but TJ Watt was not the highest rated pass rusher at that time. So again, teams can only go off of projections. Remember, TJ Watt was virtually a first-year starter that last season that he played at Wisconsin at his position. So it's hard to say a team passed on him. He wasn't projected to be the top tier pass rusher. He was a project. The Steelers hit. The Steelers rolled a 7 on that one, bruh. So that's why I always keep stuff in perspective. Like I can't have that grand old opinion after I see the results. Can't do that. Round of applause to Real Facts. Appreciate the donation, brother. He says we should try to top We should try top corner talent, entertain the thought of trading up for Surtain. We draft raw talent at cornerback and hasn't worked out for us. Okay. Entertain the thought of, yeah. And it's definitely has not worked out for us drafting cornerbacks as it seems. Yeah. Wow, y'all saying Huntley wasn't even drafted in the 20. See? So that's my point. I can't turn around because he looked like he's playing well and say the Steelers passed on him and, oh, it was a bad idea. Everybody passed on him. And honestly, if I'm being honest, listen, this is not taking anything away from Huntley. Honestly, I can understand why the Ravens would have signed him via free agency because it allows them to run the same offense. That was a smart move for them. But let's not act like Huntley is this world beater. I mean, he's getting his opportunity to play a little bit here and now, but you understand what I'm saying? I just feel like you can't say that it was a mistake to pass on him. Like, come on, man. Like, everybody did. I mean, that's, again, hindsight is to me more than 2020. All right, man, a couple more. I'm going to sign off here before 9 o'clock, I promise. Why Diggy? It's a great point. He says Huntley is only playing well because teams don't have tape. Yeah, that could be a good point. Huntley looks better than Mason. See, that's our problem as a fan base. I know I know we're not sitting here comparing Huntley to Mason Rudolph. Come on, man. Y'all, Huntley is, first of all, Huntley plays more like Lamar Jackson. That's never going to be Mason Rudolph. And again, no disrespect, but I'm saying is no way I would compare Huntley to Mason Rudolph. They don't even have the same game. But again, to me, that's a highlight watcher comment. Not saying you are. I'm just saying this is my point when I make up that term of highlight watcher fans. Because any of us could fall into being a highlight watcher fan at any given moment. And you get lured in by this highlight that you saw or the stats. But when you get into the minutia, man, come on. You can't even compare those two. Like, that's... Come on. Andre Romero, round of applause. Thank you for the donation. Wow. Andre says, we are a lockdown cornerback away from being a legendary defense. To be a great defense in today's NFL, the ability to play man-to-man with zone is a must. I agree with the latter half of your comment. First half, I can't go legendary. Legendary defenses do not get gouged in the run game. It's the only reason why I couldn't necessarily agree 100% with your assessment there. That's just that one part. But yeah, I understand where you're coming from, man, and appreciate the donation again. One more comment, guys. Give me one more, and then I'm wrapping it up. Give me one more. Here we go. Steelers Freak says, I am making only a hunch forecast about Huntley. I wrote Muth would be the number one tight end, and he was told no way here too. Well, again, Freiermuth, to me, listen, like I said, I didn't even know who Huntley was, and you guys are telling me that he didn't even get drafted. The biggest difference between him and Muth, everybody was pretty much saying that Freiermuth was going to be the number 1 or 2 tight end to come off the board. I don't think that's a debate. I don't think anyone debated that. We all said that. And the only reason why Freiermuth probably wasn't the number 1 is because he didn't have the speed of Kyle Pitts. But that, to me, that comparison, that's not the greatest comparison either. Again, because again, I think traditionally, even the media and the draft pundits, all of them were saying this guy's probably the number 2 behind Kyle Pitts. So there was no question he was going to get drafted. Huntley went undrafted and he wasn't held at high regard. So I'm just saying, guys, it's real easy to say. It's real easy to say what should have happened. It's a lot harder to project. That's all I'm saying. So that's all I got. That's all I got. But hey, man, this was a great show. Like each and every one, you guys have made it a great show. You guys made it a great conversation. You guys gave great phone calls, great insight, and I thoroughly enjoyed you guys tonight. But before I sign off, guys, I definitely want to wish all of you guys happy holidays. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa to all of you who celebrate Kwanzaa. And for those that might not celebrate either, hey, happy time off or utilize this week to just enjoy your family. Because that's basically what holidays are all about, particularly holidays like Christmas and things of that nature is about getting with family and enjoying life the best way you know how, especially in this crazy world that we live in. And guys, don't take none of this for granted. Don't take none of this for granted. Because unfortunately, here's my second Christmas I'm going into now without my mother. So these holidays are tougher for me now, and no thanks to COVID, by the way, for that. So don't take this time for granted. People, please don't. Enjoy your time with your family and enjoy just your health, your life. And Egyptian Queen sent another donation, so let's give her a round of applause. She says, I just want to support the channel from one diehard Steelers fan to another. Keep up the excellent work, Sim. Thank you, Miss Lady. I really appreciate it. And you guys make it all worth it. So yeah, like I said, man, enjoy your time, enjoy your family, stay safe, stay blessed, have a great night, happy holidays, and once again, if you haven't already, I forgot to say this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Why not? Go on and be a subscriber. If you are subscribed, make sure you cut on your notification bell so you know videos are up and running. And the last thing I would ask from you guys, if you want to give me a Christmas gift, won't even cost you nothing. Just hit the like button. That's it. That's all you got to do. Thumbs up. That's it. That's all I'm asking. But all right, guys, again, happy holidays. You guys will see me again. Let's see. Christmas is what? Saturday. Pre-game show will happen at some point. Maybe I'll do a special Christmas Eve one. We'll see. Maybe Thursday. We'll see. I would like to wait until we know the final injury report. So we'll see. Stay close. Stay close. And if anything crazy comes up, like if the game gets postponed or something like that, I'll do a special show. But again, obviously, guys, I can't give you an exact day and time. But be looking out for the pregame show. So then I'll wish you guys happy holidays or at that point as well. So, all right. But other than that, if for some reason I don't get to the pregame show, you will definitely see me post-game. So, anyway, thank you guys for tuning in to Terrible Towel Tuesday, Week 16. Peace.